New free Google Antigravity upgrade. Gemini 3.1 Pro. You are sleeping on one of the most useful free AI coding tools right now. Developers are paying $20 to $40 a month for AI coding assistance, and Google just dropped something that could replace all of that. For free, it is called Google Antigravity. And on top of that, Google just upgraded the model powering it with Gemini 3.1 Pro, released just days ago on February 18th, 2026. And most people have no idea this even exists. I am going to break down exactly what it is, what is actually new, and how you can start using it right now, including how to get access without paying a cent. What is Google Antigravity? Google announced Antigravity on November 18th, 2025, alongside the launch of Gemini 3 Pro. It is not a plugin. It is not just another chat interface. It is a completely separate desktop application, a fork of VS Code, built from the ground up for what Google calls agentic development. What does that mean in plain language? Instead of you typing a prompt and getting code back that you paste in, you give the agent a task and it plans it, writes the code, tests it, fixes bugs, and validates everything through the browser on its own. The agent has direct access to your editor, terminal, and browser all at once. It is not AI assisting you. It is AI working alongside you as an active partner. And the individual plan is free. Google has publicly listed a $0 per month individual tier during the preview phase, so right now you can download it and start using it at no cost. We will talk more about how to actually do that in a bit. First, let me explain what just got upgraded. Gemini 3.1 Pro dropped on February 18th, 2026. This is a point release on top of Gemini 3 Pro, which means the core architecture is the same. Still a sparse mixture of experts transformer model. Still a 1 million token context window going in. Still 64,000 tokens on output. Same January 2025 knowledge cutoff. But what changed is how the model thinks. Gemini 3 Pro had two thinking modes: low, which was quick and efficient for simple tasks, and high, which was full reasoning power, where the model would actually think for minutes on hard problems. Gemini 3.1 Pro added a third mode, medium. This is the big deal for day-to-day use. It gives you balanced reasoning without the latency hit of the high mode. Think of it like gears in a car. You do not always need full speed. Sometimes you just need a smooth, reliable gear for the road you are on. And the reasoning improvements are not small. On ARC-AGI-2, a benchmark that tests a model's ability to solve completely new logic patterns, Gemini 3.1 Pro scored 77.1%. That is more than double the score of Gemini 3 Pro. A real jump for anyone working on complex tasks. There is also improved planning. Earlier AI coding tools had a habit of jumping straight into writing code before figuring out what actually needed to happen. Gemini 3.1 Pro maps out a complete architectural plan before touching a single line of code. If you have ever watched an agent go off the rails halfway through a task, you know exactly why this matters. Another new feature is code-based animation. You can generate website-ready animated SVGs from a plain text prompt. The animations are built in pure code, not pixels, which means they scale cleanly across any screen size. Useful for developers and designers who want to prototype interactive visuals without spending hours in design tools. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and I want to make sure you keep watching because this next part is the thing most people skip past and then regret later. Inside Antigravity, there are two views, the editor view and the manager view. The editor view feels familiar: code editor, terminal, file tree, just like VS Code, but the agents have direct access to all of it. They are not just suggesting edits, they are executing. The manager view is the one that changes how you think about this. It is a control panel for your agents. Instead of navigating files and tabs, you navigate missions. You can see exactly what the agent is doing as a sequence of understandable actions. You can track the plan, watch the execution, and monitor results. If you are running multiple agents at once, which Antigravity supports, you can manage all of them from here simultaneously. That is something no standard coding plugin even attempts, and it is not just limited to Gemini models. Inside Antigravity, you can also use Claude Sonnet 4.5 and GPT OSS models. So if you have a workflow where one model performs better for a specific task, you are not locked in. Now, I know a lot of you watching are not full-time developers, and I want to address that directly. You do not have to be writing production code for this to be useful. Gemini 3.1 Pro is also available in Google AI Studio with a free tier, and the Antigravity IDE is available on Windows, macOS, and Linux. I will cover both in a second. Gemini 3.1 Pro is still in preview. That means some agentic workflows are still being validated. If you are planning to build production systems on top of it right now, build in some room to iterate. And the free individual tier is free during the preview phase. That does not mean free forever. Google has not published a full roadmap for what happens when the preview ends. So get familiar with it now, but keep an eye on the billing model as it matures. So here is the practical takeaway. If you are a developer or someone who builds things, go download Antigravity. It is free right now on Windows, macOS, and Linux. Sign in with your Google account and you are in. Give an agent a real task and watch how it handles the planning stage specifically. That is where you will notice the biggest difference with 3.1 Pro. If you are not a developer, start with Google AI Studio. There is a free tier, no paid subscription needed for basic use, and 3.1 Pro is accessible there in preview. High-volume API usage can incur costs, but for experimenting and testing ideas, it is a solid starting point. One thing worth knowing: if you are using the Gemini app on web or mobile, higher limits to 3.1 Pro are only on paid Google AI Pro and Ultra plans. But through Antigravity and AI Studio, you can access it without a subscription. If